India is today the second most diabetic country in the world.
Second most diabetic country, so that is to be expected.
Is management consultancy slash business consultancy typically always in a situation where the organization is in dire need of help?
It's convenient to bring someone from outside who can help them figure out what exactly has to be done.
What skills do you expect to learn in a B school?
So most important will be business analytics. Really very excited to begin my MBA journey. May I come in, sir? Hello, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Sarvesh, can you tell us something about yourself?
Yes, sir, sure. First of all, thank you for the opportunity. Talking about myself, my name is Sarvesh Patil and I completed my graduation degree last year in June 2025. And talking about the graduation journey, in the very first year of my graduation, along with my academics, I was involved in some of the student councils like public study council, sponsorship council, and I was really very eager to learn something new that can help me to make my career choices. But although I was part of the committees, but I was not really satisfied with the experiences or the whatever kind of learnings I was getting. So fortunately, in the second year of my graduation, I got an opportunity to work with a startup team. Although it wasn't a job, but I was working alongside a sales team of a healthcare startup, where my role was to definitely to be in the sales process of the startup. And after working over there for more than 6 months, I also got one more task, that was to present the opportunity of the startup with all the potential candidates who had applied to the startup for the role of social media manager, for the role of digital marketer, as well as for the role of sales associate. So presenting all the startup details about the product, about the startup founders, about their vision, and how the prospective candidate or the individual can contribute to the startup in order to achieve their goals in the business, was something that I was doing for more than 1.5 years. I got to talk to more than 300 students in this process, which definitely helped me improve my communication and presentation skills. And then at the beginning of the fourth year of my graduation, I decided to, because that was when I actually realized that business is something that really makes me feel exciting, and I would like to have a career in business, and hence I decided to get into management consulting. I gathered information about management consulting, and then I took the decision that after the end of my graduation I will be going for an MBA. And right after the graduation I started my CAT journey, and of course now I am really very excited to begin my MBA journey, because that can help me develop myself as an potential candidate for the role of management consultant.
What is done in management consulting?
Okay. Basically, the role of a management consultant is to deal with the client, that is the stakeholders of the companies or the enterprise, who want to make some improvements in their business. Maybe they are not happy with the current revenue, maybe they are not happy with the market position, maybe they want to expand into some other domains, or they want to overall improve their efficiency or reduce their costs. So they take help of business consultants or management consultants who help them figure out what can we do in order to make the overall process better, or we can say how can we increase our profits, how can we reduce the costs, how can we increase overall revenue, and can help the respective business to achieve their business goals. That is something that a consultant is supposed to do along with his peers.
So don't you think if you take couple of years of work experience and then go for MBA, you will be a better management consultant because you will have real life experience?
Right. So definitely a role of business analyst in the team of management consultant can help me get the real world experience. But I feel that because I'm already excited for the role of consultant, and I feel the basic traits of a business consultant is something that I really hold. And if I get the opportunity to develop myself for the role of senior consultant or consultant via MBA, then I can fast pace my journey and it can help me to achieve my career goals even more faster. So that is something that will be more challenging for me, but I am open to take that challenge. That's what I feel.
Okay. What's the difference between management consultancy and business consultancy? You keep using these words interchangeably. Are they same and hence you using them, or they separate entities?
No, my business consultancy is something under which comes the management consultancy, operation consultancy. But I think that is the same part. If I am a management consultant, and definitely I am consulting a business, I am consulting an enterprise. So that is the part of the same. We can say.
So are you suggesting management consultancy is part of business consultancy in addition to other areas of consultancy?
Yeah, right.
So then why management consultancy? According to you, if you are keen or excited about business consultancy, then why limit yourself to management consultancy? What is so different compared to the other kinds of consultancy?
Okay, fine. So, as far as other consultants are concerned, like operation consultancy or maybe finance consultancy, I have a quite inclination towards management consultancy because I have worked with a team in the startup. So I feel I can contribute to the business or enterprise more in terms of improving their management and overall to achieve their business goals as far as management of the company is concerned.
What is your estimation of management consultants? What does it mean to you? What does management consultancy mean to you?
Okay, basically, to consult the enterprise, what changes can they bring or what changes they are supposed to make in order to achieve their business goals. Maybe it may be because of over recruitment in the company. So maybe they need to cut down the employee size. Maybe they need to fire some employees and overall improve the efficiency of the.
Suresh, time and again you make it sound as if the organization is desperately in need of help. They are not happy with something, they want to fire people, they want to let go of something, they're not doing well. Is management consultancy slash business consultancy typically always in a situation where the organization is in dire need of help? Can't they be looking forward to growing positively and hence they look for help? Why all this time, 4 or 5 times you mentioned, that there is some kind of negative association with wanting you on board?
No, first of all, it is not like the company cannot move on I mean, without consultancy, they cannot grow. They can, but many a times for the stakeholders or for the business owners, it's convenient to bring someone from outside who can help them figure out what exactly has to be done, because many times a third person is more comfortable to figure out the business processes and to help them make business decisions that can be really helpful for the organization.
Please continue. What other stakeholders are there in addition to clients when you're looking at consulting within organization?
Okay, so when I say client, it means the stakeholder of the enterprise. Other than that, they are maybe the senior leadership of the company, maybe managing directors or some other executives. Definitely, there will be some couple of other roles, but I am not aware of other kind of clients, stakeholders, and management directors is something that I'm aware of at this moment.
Fair enough. You spoke about the healthcare startup and you chose to present the credentials of the startup to 300 odd students, right?
Right.
In 1 minute, present your case. You are representing the startup. So take a minute, we are students. So whatever you presented to the students, the future stakeholders, present to us as well.
Okay, sure. So first of all, our startup is a healthcare and health tech startup. It is a Delhi-based startup, and the vision of the founders is basically to help the Indian society in terms of healthcare, because we know that India is today the second most diabetic country in the world. So India is in the Indian market or to the Indian consumers, the concerns of health are rising with the time, and we are coming up with some innovative solutions that can really help the consumer to because today Indian market is aware that health is something that has to be considered, and efforts have to be taken in order to improve their health, but they haven't got enough options that can help them to make their life better. Also, with increasing urbanization, people have not enough time to invest on health. So our products is something that can help them to that can really help them with all majority of the concerns, like maybe it will be blood pressure, or maybe it is diabetes, or even it is about anti-aging, where a consumer is not diagnosed with some disease but wants to live younger or want to stay younger. So in those terms, we can help those consumers. Basically, this is available for some of the elite class of India, but our vision is to provide this opportunity to each and every Indian via our product.
And how do you know India is the second largest country by way of number of cases of diabetes? What source is that?
I read it in an article. I am not sure of the publisher, but maybe it was the Hindu or something like
Are you
that.
going to be quoting figures without actually knowing where the source was or where it was quoted?
Okay, so I agree that I must be knowing the source to clarify that, but yeah, I am not aware of that as of now.
See, India is now most populous country in the world,
Right.
right? So second most diabetic country, so that is to be expected.
Right.
If you are sitting in the most populous country in the world, then take any criteria, you will be among the top three.
Right. Right.
Right? So what's the big deal about it?
Okay, so that isn't a big deal, but definitely the major challenge is that the consumers of India or the population of India want a option that can be, which will be cost effective to them, and they really want to invest time and money in their health, but they haven't got enough solutions in the market with the help of which they can really work on their health or work on their overall personal life, or as far as their healthcare is concerned.
So what do you think are your weaknesses?
Okay. So first of all, my weakness that will definitely I would like to highlight is that when I was part of the startup, and also I was part of some of the student councils in the college, I was not able to maintain my CGPI in my semesters, which was earlier 9.89, which significantly dropped down. I will not say it was not possible for me, but sometimes I take some decisions without asking someone who has already got the experience in which I want to get into. For example, I didn't focus a lot on my studies in my college life because I wanted to be into consulting or something like that, into the business fields. So I was aware that, okay, telecommunication engineering may not help me a lot in my career as far as my career goals are concerned. But when today I look back, I definitely regret taking that decision, because it was possible for me to maintain my CGPI and deal with all other things. But somehow that might impact my overall resume or something else when I go into selection processes. So that is something that I really
Given
feel
that a B school is typically going to offer a very, very large number of areas of indulgence, whether it is curriculum, co-curriculum, extracurriculum, and B schools are meant to be that kind. How do you plan to cope with all those areas without being able to multitask? In the past, you have been impulsive and you regret your CGPA not being there.
Yeah.
A B school is going to be exceptionally rigorous and stringent by way of that demand. How do you plan to cope with a B school?
Okay. So first of all, in my second, third, and fourth year, it was not like that I was investing my time into studies and I was not able to get marks. I was not investing enough time. That's why, due to my priorities, I was not able to manage with the scores. But today, when I know that it wasn't a good decision, and most important thing, that when I will be into a B school, it is something that is gonna directly impact and help me to achieve my career goals. So there's nothing an exception to think of, that the academics will not be helping me. The curriculum, the academics will be of my interest, because I genuinely want to get into consulting or into business. So I will be definitely enjoying the curriculum. At the same time, I will be serious enough for the academics as well as extracurricular activities at the same time.
In a college, ours is 67% a good score to get. Where would that place you in the hierarchy of other candidates?
Okay, so that depends on the recruiter or the
No, I'm talking about your engineering college. You got 67%, right?
Right.
Where does it place you in the list of students in the classroom?
First of all, maybe at average,
Okay.
at average position. Yeah.
And why did you had 4 years to cope with that? Every subsequent semester, you could have done better.
Right.
So why wasn't that effort in place?
Okay. So that is because I didn't take the required efforts, because I really wanted to invest my time into something that can help me achieve my career goals in my business. So I was trying to explore some other things, that maybe that was the startup experience, maybe that was my time into some other committees or councils. So I took a decision that because the telecom engineering is a subject that is not going to help me achieve my goals, that is the reason I'm not going to invest my time into the academics. But yeah,
The startup 1.5 years, it was alongside the curriculum.
yeah, it was also.
So how do you find time to do something so dramatic while being in the engineering college?
So right after my college was done, I used to go to the place where I can get with the work started at the startup.
Okay, fair enough.
So what's your favorite book?
Okay, my favorite book is Turning Points by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir.
So what is it all about?
Okay, so the book is all about his professional journey, that how a boy who was dreamed of getting into Air Force was not able to get into Air Force, but then he used his opportunity to even work better on himself. He went to IIT Madras. From there, he found his passion into aeronautical engineering, and then he made his way to DRDO. Then in next couple of years, he got to interact with some of the great personalities of India, like Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, who promoted him to the roles of ISRO and some other space research organization related tasks. And also it is the book more about is how an individual should build his character, because when one gets into a higher position, you maintaining the ethics and morals is something that is really very important, and that is the all book is about. That's all the book is about.
Which one strength of yours you believe is similar to Dr. Kalam's strength, which allowed him to grow as much as he did and become an inspiration for all Indians?
Okay, I think that is determination. Because when I was part of the startup, in the when I was in second year, I got to talk with some of the founders of the startup and the managing authorities, and they told me that if you perform well, if you manage all the responsibilities that are being given to you, maybe it's related to sales or something else, then in next 2 or 3 years, when we will be expanding in Mumbai region, you might get a role of operations manager or something like that. So I was preparing and I really wanted to get that role, but however I was not able to qualify for that role, and hence I had to drop that decision. But then I, instead of working at the same place for more time, I took a decision to let's challenge myself more and explore some information about other domains, and then I decided to take management consulting to initiate my career, because as a technical student it is not very straightforward to get into consulting. So definitely I would have to switch almost my career or my academics. So as a student from technical background, learning all about management, about business and some other stuff was definitely gonna be challenging for me, and I'm aware of the fact. But still I'm ready to take up that challenge, and I'm ready to give my 100% in order to develop myself for the same role.
Do you believe that it requires the MBA degree to get into management consultancy? But quite a few engineers were doing exceptionally well directly from the engineering college on the campus as well. Management consultancies recruit engineers. So why couldn't you join a management consultancy right after your startup or the college? Why spend a couple of years doing something and going back to the same area?
Okay. So first
I
of
hope you
all,
know you're allowed to do that. Management
yeah,
consultancy, fair. So why not there?
definitely. This allowed, but I think after the graduation or even today, I'm not enough prepared. Maybe with the technical skills, maybe with the other kind of skills that are required for a consultant to have, and hence I feel a MBA degree can help me figure out all my requirements that can help me to pursue my goal of consulting. So because I'm not prepared to apply for a consulting firm and make it to the consultancy, that's why I feel going via MBA is something that can be more helpful for me.
Okay.
So what skills do you expect to learn in a B school that will qualify you to get in there?
Okay, so most important will be business analytics, that can really play a huge role, because it is one of the most crucial skill as far as consulting is concerned. But other than that, I think the teamwork, the collaboration, working with the seniors, professional communication, or the presentation skills that I will be getting to learn in my business projects in my B school is something that will be really more exceptional, because analytics can be learned from outside as well. But working on a real business scenario or case, and working with the peer group, and sometimes in consultancy you have to deal with, majority of times you have to deal with individuals who are older than you and more experienced than you in terms of business. So making them feel that, okay, I am someone who can definitely help you, even though I am not enough experienced, but I hold the all required skills or the knowledge. So that is something that can be developed via real world scenarios, and developing all this on myself is quite difficult. But a B school will offer me enough opportunities to perform in such roles and to improve me for the same as well.
B schools, in addition to the core program, most of them, quite a few of them at the top level, now offer MBAs in business analytics. Since you're very keen on management consultancy as a career going forward, and business analytics is the one that drives it, so would you prefer to choose MBA in business analytics?
Definitely, I would prefer, but the only thing is, if the course is very new to the institute, then I might think of not going for the same, because the faculty might not be enough experience in the same course. But if the institute already has introduced the course in analytics a couple of years back, or from since 4 or 5 years, and they have a very good track record as far as placements are concerned, then definitely I will consider an option to be specialized in analytics.
All right. Given that the BMC elections, in addition to other corporate elections, corporation elections are there, Raigad, Alibag, where you belong to, also is going through that. As a young person being part of that area, two things which you believe that the new corporation should be able to manage.
Okay. First of all, the corporators must take care of the basic amenities like street lights, the problem of stray dogs, then cleanliness, maintaining hygiene at public places, making available enough parks or the free space to the public is something that is really very crucial. Along with that, I believe, because Alibag is a coastal town and a very hot tourist destination as well. So nowadays, in last 4 or 5 years, the number of tourists visiting to Alibag has significantly increased after, mostly after COVID. So there is a huge need to develop a comprehensive plan that can deal with the traffic congestions in the town, as well as providing basic amenities to the residentials of Alibag as well. Yeah, that's what I feel.
Just one. Which of the labor codes do you believe can impact a business the most in the current situation?
Okay. To be very honest, I'm not aware of most of the labor codes. So talking on that will not be fair for me. That's
All right.
what I feel.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that.
How is the SIR, which is going on currently in the country in many states and UTs, impact the voting process in the country?
Okay. So basically, there are many individuals who don't need to, I mean, they do need to go to the SIR process, but the outcome won't change. They are residents of India, and they are eligible for voting. But if the process gets delayed, then they might not get the right to, right to vote. So that can impact the overall voting process in that respective region or town.
Fine. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Sarvesh, your interview is over. I'll give you the feedback.
Sure.
So, how do you think it went?
It went good. I feel I don't have enough work experience. Maybe that's why I was not able to, present myself with to my fullest potential. But still, I feel whatever I have, I was able to present, and that's what I hold today. That's what I feel.
Okay, so what was the first question that we asked you?
Tell me about yourself.
So, why do you think we asked that question?
So that I can present all about myself that is not described in the CV or the admission process form.
But what are we going to do with that info?
Okay, with that info, you will be able to know what has been my graduation journey. If I don't have any work experience, then how I have used my time productively throughout my last, say, 4 or 5 years, and how I have taken the decision to go for an MBA, or why I have taken the decision.
See, basically what interviewers are looking for from that answer is some thread,
Okay,
so that the interview will go in that direction.
okay,
Now the problem with your introduction is that first of all, write first sentence that you mentioned, thank you for the opportunity.
okay,
Can't say that in the interview.
okay.
Fair
Okay,
enough.
fine.
Now the problem with your introduction was that first of all it was too long.
Okay,
The idea is not to give them laundry list of 20 things you have done.
okay,
Because there are two dangers in that. Firstly, your time is limited.
right.
Maybe 1 minute to say 75 seconds. What if we had cut you short? Then the really important point that you probably wanted to make would have been lost.
Right.
And another thing is, if you give them a laundry list of 15-20 points, then they might take a relatively minor point and take the interview in that direction.
Okay.
Now you have to understand that answer to first question is in your control. What happens later is not in your control. Because after all, you have to answer the questions that are coming to you, right? So when it comes to your introduction, your startup, you work with that startup.
Right.
Now you talked a lot about that, but we did not get a clear idea
Absolutely.
as to what that startup was and what was your role in that.
Okay.
See, because that is a very good point that you could have capitalized on, because the interview could have gone in that direction.
Okay.
And moreover, you can make that as a reason or one of the starting points why you want to go for MBA.
Okay.
So you have to structure your answers in a better way, because you address a group of some 300 students and all, but fine. And then you also mention sales processes and then social media manager and all that.
That was not required to
No,
mention.
I don't know whether it was required or not.
Okay.
That's a call you take.
Right. Okay. Fine.
So depending on how relevant or how important that point was to your internship or whatever you did there,
Right.
you highlight it.
Okay.
So you have to structure the answer in a better way. And moreover, right in your first answer in the introduction, you give the answer why you want to go for MBA. That's not a good idea. See, because it all depends on the interpretation of the interviewer. It may not have been your intention. Because one interpretation could have been that interviewer can draw is that you are somehow not comfortable with the idea of going for MBA. So let me say that on my own, so that interviewer cannot ask it again.
Okay.
So this is one way of avoiding preempting that question from coming to me.
Right.
So wait for that question to come to you.
Okay.
The idea in the introduction is that you don't tell them everything. You give them enough to arouse their curiosity and let them take it forward from there. Wait for the question to come to you.
Okay.
You mentioned now one major problem that I found was that you mentioned you regret taking some decision. Now, if you are in a way basing your decision or basing your aim for going for management consulting to startup, and later on you say you regret that decision.
Okay.
Now, do you see the contradiction?
Exactly. Which is why I asked you that question. I specifically pushed you with that question. Because the moment you have something not being happy about in the past, the likelihood of that happening again is also going to be there. And the weakness question also pushed you around that.
Okay. Fine.
Right? So they are going to, ring fence you with the same kind of question, trying to elicit the similar kind of answer. And all three times your answer was different. So be careful.
Fine. Sure.
See, yeah, and another point is you don't want to criticize anything you've done.
That's one very, very important.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
You're doing it like,
Including till the right end. Negative, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
No, because in a way you criticize engineering.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
it happens with many students. Many students are not happy with what they study in the engineering college, but that's not a good idea to talk about in the
Okay.
interview. See, because the question could be, suppose you go to B school,
Right.
and 4 years down the line, again you'll realize that is not something I wanted.
Okay.
So will you criticize that? Where will you go? Will you go for PhD?
No.
So the idea why you want to go for MBA is not because you don't like engineering.
Definitely.
No, that is the case with many students. I'm not denying that.
Right, yeah. Most of it.
But
Absolutely.
that's not how you want to
Yeah.
Right.
portray in the interview. You in a way mention you can't multitask.
I'm actually, yeah, absolutely.
In a nutshell, you talked about some, you mentioned some 4-5 different points. But the crux of the matter was your weakness, you can't multitask.
And being impulsive, you take on things and can't do the other things. So as Girish is saying, multitasking is a problem. And in B school, I asked you that question, how do you plan to cope with the rigor of a B school, where activities are going to be significantly diverse compared to even to an engineering college. So if you're somebody who comes across, it's all about perception. If you come across as somebody not being able to multitask, you're already saying no to the admission yourself instead of us being able to say that to you. Be very, very careful when you say something during the interview.
Okay.
You're saying it at the spur of the moment, but it's being interpreted in a very, very different way by the panel sitting this side. So be exceptionally careful when you open your mouth and say something.
Sure. Nice.
And when it comes to your weakness, we are not telling you to lie or something, but you have to be politically correct.
Okay.
So probe a little bit further within yourself, you'll find some or the other weakness.
Okay.
Now, finding strength is typically not too much of an issue with most of the students, but how to find weakness?
Yeah.
Now, I'll give you some hint. At any point, do you think that you should have been doing something in a better way, or you should have been in a better position? So let me say that you know that you should be at point A. That point A is better in some aspect
Okay.
than currently you are at point B. You know that you should better be in point A, but you are stuck in point B. Why? That is your weakness.
Okay. Maybe I take longer time to learn something new or to cope up with some new challenge.
Taking longer time to learn something new is again politically incorrect weakness to talk
Okay.
about in the
Okay.
interview.
Okay.
Because you'll study some 40 different subjects right in the first year. Everything will be new.
Absolutely. We're going to keep coming back to that. They are looking at you as a possible fitment in the B school.
Right.
So anything that you say which goes against that fitment is unlikely to get you on board. That's an intelligent way of knowing what to say during an interview.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise, you're making this commitment yourself, okay, please don't take me, because I am unlikely to be able to handle the rigorous or the rigor of the B school. I mean, घुमा फिरा के 10 times they can ask you the same thing. You have to be clever enough to know where you have to stop saying what you meant to say. Be very, very careful. It's perception, essentially about impression management.
Right. Okay.
And then, what do you expect to learn from the B school? See, when it comes to management consulting, the idea of management consulting or the roles that you're talking about, client might want to get answers to some of the other questions. Maybe there is the productivity in a particular business vertical is low. What is the reason?
Right.
That can be a question of, say, operations management or maybe even HR.
Right.
Could be marketing, anything it could be. So, in the management, in a B school, you will learn about all the different functionalities of business.
Okay.
So that you can combine all the ideas and then be in a position to offer the solutions to the questions that the client is facing.
Okay.
So that aspect was completely missing.
Okay. Okay.
See, because it's a very bad impression to portray in the interview that I want to get into something, and in what way B school will help me I don't know.
Okay.
So that means you are not clear about it in the first place. If they form this impression, then that's not a good thing to have. And then business analytics. So sir, when sir asked the question, some B schools or many B schools for that matter have started MBA in business analytics. So if it is a new program, I would not be willing to go there because faculty members may not be experienced.
It was absolutely appalling, sir. IIM Bangalore has a business analytics MBA, and you're really suggesting that the faculty pool there, being a new course, would not be at a par with probably the core program and this harakiri, if you understand Japanese, otherwise called suicide.
Right.
And this again, sorry, Resha, this again is another tick that you have something negative in mind, which again gets pushed to being saying that I did not become a management consultant because I was not prepared as a technical person. So if I were to tick how many times you used language which can be construed as negative, it will be quite a few times. Faculty will not be prepared. Too new abuse school. I'm not prepared as a techie. I was looking forward to being an operations manager in a startup. I could not make it. You moved on, and your strength is determination. If you've read and seen President Kalam, right? He didn't ever give up. Why wouldn't you wait for another chance? So are you the kind of guy who does not first work hard, and then if you don't get something, you keep giving up and moving on to the next possibility? So you were not keen on engineering, then did not do well at least in this startup. You're very kicked about the startup, but the moment you didn't get a position, you moved on. Maybe you would have got ESOPs by now, sir. Why did you hang around?
Right.
So be very, very careful. All these things add up. For you, each question is a different question. But for us, for the panel, each question will finally become a sum of parts and showcase a profile which is either a fitment or not a fitment. Right. It's a skill which needs to be developed as you go along.
Right.
Right? So be very, very careful on the part. I want to add a few points. The challenge, Sarvesh, is that when you asked a question, tell us something yourself. First of all, it might not necessarily be the first question.
Oh.
Somewhere you need to highlight. It's an opportunity to do one of the three things. Either you repeat something which is there in the CV. It's most of the times an icebreaker question for you to settle mentally. Either you can say something which is already there in the CV or the papers. You want to push them to ask a question, or you want to highlight something which may have escaped their notice, or you want to say something which was not captured by the CV. As Sir said, it's an exceptionally gift of a question, which in turn allows you to push them to want to go in a certain direction. So as you said correctly, if you're going to give 20 points and we did not intervene because we did not, it's unlikely to happen because they're going to probably cut you in the first 1 minute. So as Sir said, the shortest distance between point A and B is a straight line. Okay. So get the meat in first. As he equally said, if you leave something for the third minute, nobody's going to allow those 3 minutes to you. So very cleverly, start with the positive. If allowed, then keep elaborating more so that you can push it around. That's one. Two, I've already talked about the negative part.
Sure.
I think you were very, very invested in the startup. And as Sir said correctly, it did not come through. The enthusiasm came through, but the answers didn't come through. And we spent considerable time wanting to know about that. So be very, very precise. In fact, I still don't know what was the startup all about. I'm still at, because you took completely all over the place. As a startup, we were probably offering 40 solutions to problems. A startup typically would focus only on one or two. Then you said second highest diabetes patients. If you do not have data or evidence to back up a figure, don't say it. It's embarrassing to hear that and finally you don't know where you heard it. And you said, okay, I probably read it somewhere or something of that kind. Like as you rightly said, if you second highest for the highest population, likely to have more diabetic patients. That's true. So be careful of your figures if you mention them. Yeah. I give you this very, very open-ended question where I said, in your district in Raigad, what can the new corporation elections do? Mm-hmm. The answer that you gave belonged to a person standing near a chaiwala and just gossiping that anybody can give. An engineer with your kind of presence of mind and your authority on things as a startup as well, that answer could have been perfect. Three things, sir. As an engineer, sir, I have a background of I have a technical background. I belong to Raigad. These three things the new corporation should do. Street lights, cleanliness, this is the probably aspiration, the desire of every citizen of the country. So how new was it for you? Opportunity jab milti hai, grab it with everything that you have. Throw everything back at us. open-ended question, what should they do? This. As an engineer, you should have said probably something to do with the corporation, digitization of records, blah, blah.
Sensor-based lighting.
Absolutely, sir. Yeah.
AI use of AI in
See,
traffic congestion.
this should have been the answer. This should have been the answer, right? Finally, okay, general awareness, right? Very evidently grey hai. There is still time for the actual interviews to kick in. Please make sure that you are clued in what is happening around you. Whether it's when I said SIR, the first instances should have expanded what SIR is.
Right.
Again, the labor codes. If you are into a startup, you should have known how that's going to impact the employees and yourself as well going forward. So, in fact, if I stop asking you after that, that means I am either very happy that you are good, or I'm exceptionally unhappy that you're not good, so why push it? So it is incumbent upon you to keep pushing expand karte raho. That's probably. Otherwise, communication skills good, confidence good, body language good, positivity good, eye contact in place. But unfortunately, Sarvesh, these are hygiene factors. If not coupled with enough substance during the interview, they can only remain hygiene factors.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
And also, I missed couple of points. See, you started answers to a lot of questions with okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't do that.
Fine.
You did not mention that you have done engineering from Mumbai University.
Yeah, I didn't mention.
Now, if you are...
That's also not stream, sir.
Later on you mentioned
Yeah,
that.
you mentioned.
Right. Telecommunications.
Right? But good candidate, nothing going wrong, just push the button a bit more.
Sure, sir.
Fair?
Sure.
All the very best you do.
Thank you for the feedback, sir.
Thank you.
All the best.
All the best you. Take care.